Hello friends, now I'm here with Petter. He spells his name like Papa, Echo, Tango, Tango, Echo, Romeo. Petter with 2 T. So this is a mock-up of idea for the oar. And the oar lock is in tension. All other oar locks are in compression. So you press the oar against it. But this is like no friction, and it's universal joint, and it's very good. So this is the sculling oar, like a YOLO. And now I don't have water here, but when it goes into the water, it makes resistance. So I have this blousing like resistance, and when I press it like this, it turns to an angle. It turns to the desired angle, and you later when I get in the water. So for me, hopefully this is going to be a good thing, but I don't know. But on the other hand, the strange thing is YOLO. The Japanese and Chinese has YOLO. That is, they have an oar and there's a string going down here, and that string acts like a thrust bearing. They don't have to pull this way. And there have been thousands of Western sailors. They come with a sailing ship to China, to Japan, and they anchor up on the roadstead, and little Chinese woman come with a little sampan with a dinghy, and they see all this, and they go back to Sweden and England and France, and still they use this same sculling system, pulling with ends. They need twice as much as force. So why do they do that? And also the same thing with my sextant. I invented this little sextant. It's the smallest sextant in the world, you know, it's easy to make. And I even got Yrvind Island from it. So new things comes up all the time. But, so, and what do you think of this pattern? Do you think it can work?
Yeah, we made an...
Take a picture of yourself too.
Yeah, you can turn around. We made a sculling oar for my IF boat.
Yes.
And it saved me a couple of times when my old motor broke down, so it's really nice to have some extra safety and extra engine. You can, maybe 2 knots I could scull up the boat in.
What do you say?
I can scull up the, I don't know what you can, but I will scull the boat in like 2 knots. In the wind the other direction, so yeah, it's great.
So,
and this small boat, it will be easy to get some speed with.
So the idea is that it's going to come here somewhere, and I'm going to scull here from this side, and there's going to be a mechanism like a pivot here. So pull it up, and when it goes out, it pivots like this. So it's going to be easy. So, but more work needs on that. You know. Also, I'm going to do more work on this. But this is a little bit, and I thank very much Petter for helping me with this and all other kinds of advice and things like this. So, thank you, Petter.
Thank you.
So, hello friends, this is Yrvind. And now here is the mock-up. And although I measured here about, not twice, but you know, about 500 times, or you know, multitude times, I still got it wrong. So it's like missing like 3 centimeters here. But that's a good thing, because I can make this about maybe 1 centimeter longer, the sash, because it's a bit cramped to come up here. And if I get 1 centimeter more, I'd be happy. So a good thing is this. So 2 centimeters will be cut from this. So now we're going to try that. 2 more. So now the divinycell for the deck When the dining room is in place, well, we see this is plenty of small openings here, has to be fit. So this is sloppy work, but we do as well as possible. You know, here's an opening too, and here it's going to be filled, and here it's not proper, not there, but with the nacelle, epoxy and thickener, you don't really need to be a craftsman anymore. So here's from the inside, and here's like some missing things, but things are coming together. So now this deck is in place, and many fillets here. So it's here up, but mostly on the bottom. So under here, fillets all the way on this side. And under here, small fillets. So he sits there. And here, it's a bit more too. And then here fillets, around here and here. So when this dries, I can take away the clamps and I can turn the boat over and get good access to get more things. So this is a good start. Hello friends, this is Yrvind. And now the story continues. So the same day I was 50 years old, with no ice cream eaten. Me and Olga left Croisic in France, bound for Southwest Ireland. And it was a very nice day with light easterly wind. But then, as the land heated up, we got a sea breeze and the wind turned to an onshore wind, and a very light one, so we didn't make much progress. So we more or less sailed very slowly in the nice weather, and it was a nice thing. And also outside there is the shipping lines. So it's the south going and north going, and there's one ship after another, and one ship came kind of close. This was the days before AIS and GPS and all these things. So I heaved to, put the jib in the front, kind of boat stopped. But big ship, we didn't realize that, you know. So I made a big turn, you know, kind of heeled over and got angry at me, you know, but was no problem at all. Anyway, we got out of them, and towards the evening, the wind came back. And then we saw a fleet of racing boats. It was trimarans, Florence R2 and these things, you know, I think they were racing down to the Caribbean. And well, it was very nice to see them. They came, you know, like very fast, passing us, you know, no problem. You know. But then, yeah, it was the Bay of Biscay, and it was before the GPS, it was sextant, and no problem with that because I was used to it. And then I think maybe after some days we got close to Ireland, and let's see, after 12 days we got close to Ireland, and because it was before GPS, I had a good echo sounder, and it was kind of fog, but we saw where we were. And I told Olga, she never been to sea before, but she had no problem whatsoever with the seasickness. No problem, you know. So I went to sleep and I told Olga, you know, watch the echo sounder and wake me up when we're getting close. I went back to sleep, and then Olga said, Sven, wake up, now we're here. And I looked up, and what did I see? A cliff right above me. We were very, very, very close, nearly shipwrecked. But quick work, small boat, I came about around. So this was very, very close, and the cliffs rising up there, if it hit, you know, no way of saving us. But I never told Olga about this because what's the point, you know, what's the point? So we rounded Clear Island and we went into Baltimore, and well, the customer was not interested in us. We phoned them and I said, okay, what's your name, you know, and I kind of wrote it down. So we were around there, and one day was a girl, Lucy. I known her from Martha's Vineyard. Now Martha's Vineyard is a lot of wealthy people there, and somehow, you know, was one called George Muffet. Maybe he was one of the richest men in America and had a lot of money, and well, Lucy was not a rich girl, but somehow, you know, they started together, but then George Murphy died and she inherited a lot of money. But she said, you know, things became too wild, you know, and now she was living there in Ireland. And so we cruised around a bit to Skibbereen, Baltimore, Ballyhog, Schull. And now we were bound for Newfoundland against the prevailing westerly winds. So we wanted a lot of food, but you know, Baltimore is kind of very small place really, you know. Big name, small place, you know. But we took the bus up to Skibbereen, looking for fruit, but there's not much. But then I saw a fruit lorry, you know, it said fruit on it. So I ran up to him and said, we'd like to buy fruit. No, he said, we don't sell to people, we only sell to shops. Well, I said, we are not people, we are a ship in Baltimore bound for Newfoundland. Well, that's a different thing, he said, you know. So I bought 5 boxes with fruit, oranges, apples, and things like this. But then, what to do? So, well, we got it on the bus. But you know, down in Göteborg, if you come with a lot of things, building a boat and stuff, don't like it. But here, next up, a man, he had a little cow. Well, the cow and the man came on board, you know, no problem. And so we got it all back to the boat, loaded it up, prepared. And first, Baltimore was not really marina, or at least no place for small boats, for yachts, you know. But there was a cove, and now breeze had a center board, bow board, so we went up that cove on high tide. The water went out, and then a gale came up, and there was a few visiting yachts. They were laying outside there, not very well protected, rocking and but one of them was Dr. Fuhrman from Camden in Maine. And we spoke to him, and I said, you're from Camden. I've been there, you know, visiting this publisher for International Marine. I said, well, I was a bit surprised I knew about Camden. While we're sailing there, I said, well, I think he looked at my boat, just 15 feet. He had much bigger boat and felt brave that he crossed the ocean, what he considered a small boat. So we cruised around there, many places, you know, and then finally, one day we left for Newfoundland. So that will be next continue. So thank you for this.